It's the Ruger 10mm Match Champion GP100. It is their latest 10mm revolver, 4-inch, 4.2-inch barrel, something kind of like that. For a size comparison, I brought out a JM 625. I mean, they're almost identical length. They're, the JM's a little bit thicker. This is the 45, the Jerry Micklick 625. But overall size very comparable. So it's not a small gun. Ships from Ruger with 3 moon clips, which frankly I don't think is anywhere near enough. The trigger on it is really, really good. It's about a 10-pound, a little over 10-pound double action, and I think 4 1/4 pounds on the single action. It has a nice feel to the grip. There is just a little bit of a gap right here, which I think they could have cleaned up just a little bit. Just aesthetic-wise. But overall, the feel of it is really, really nice. And these are the first 6 rounds. They're just some Remington 180 grain, some of the lighter 10mm loads, and then got a couple of other types here as well. Well, I put 3 of them right there in the center. The rest of them I just kind of pulled them one way or another, doing double action on that one. The target's about, I think it's about 7 or 8 yards away, so it's not super far. This is some PPU, also 180 grain. Recoil's not bad, at least in that little lighter Remington stuff. I mean, you're not talking too much more than you would with a 40 short and weak. So I sent some of those a little bit higher. Again, I just assume that's me. These are some Sig Sauer 180 grain, but these are moving a little bit faster, so these will be a little bit warmer. They didn't have any buffalo door when I went to the shop this morning to pick this up. So let's see how those do. Yeah, it's a little stouter. Wow, it really kind of stacks. The trigger kind of stacks as it goes to right there, and then it releases. I mean, you can really kind of feel it as the cylinder turns right there. It almost sounds audible to me. Wow, I really broke that one. So it's kind of an interesting feel on that double action. I mean, it's not bad, but it's definitely got a little bit of a feel to it, like right there. Hey, that was terrible. That was quite the flinch. Much nicer just to go straight single action. Assuming there's nothing loaded. So, the Sig Sauer is a little bit warmer than the others, and I wanted to try. We'll just try one. It's got the little the chambers in there, so the 10mm rounds will sit where they need to sit. They don't fall too far down in there, but then going to have to pull the I'm going to have to pull it out manually, because as the cylinder rotates in and the firing pin hits, the case will expand a little bit, and then it won't just fall out, it'll kind of sit there on me. So, just trying one anyway. There we go. And then just ejection, obviously that doesn't work. Heck, it's almost fallen out. It's not too bad. Initial impressions, I mean, it's not bad to shoot at all. The double action, if you're really working on trying to hold it on target and not let that front sight move, it does kind of stack a little strange. Let me try just a couple more here. Get my finger away from the trigger, even though the cylinder's open. Try to do it a bit smoother of a double action and see if it feels that same way. That wasn't very smooth. Let me try that again. Nah, still feeling it a little bit, right up there. Yeah, if you pull the trigger really quickly, well, actually that doesn't do too bad without moon clips, which is probably all for the best. Ruger only shipped it with 3 moon clips, which to me is kind of ridiculous. I mean, you know, these things can't cost more than about 25 cents at the most, and they only sent 3. I mean, you know, why not send a dozen, or 10, or packs of 5 or something. Overall, though, you know, it's a nice gun. I mean, as far as the recoil, the shape of the handle, and how high up you can get on the grip, you know, is really nice. The texturing here is really nice as far as being able to keep control of it, as opposed to, say, the JM 625, which is smooth, so it makes it a little bit harder. I mean, you can definitely get your hand up there, but the smooth doesn't give you as much purchase as that little bit of rough spot there. You know, is there a purpose to this? Not really sure. I mean, by the time you load it up, you're talking about 40 ounces, maybe a little more. Glock 20 will weigh about the same. You get 15 rounds versus 6 rounds. So, you know, if you want something to go along with your 10mm auto loaders and you want a revolver, you know, this is something that's definitely worth considering. It's the Ruger GP100